Hey everybody, tonight's video is called Among the Remnant, and tonight we continue our pass-through study here in the book of Jeremiah. We're going to be looking at the prophet Jeremiah being among the remnant in the land. And so we are going to be in Jeremiah chapter 40, and it's a pretty short chapter, and we're going to have a pretty quick wrap-up, so it's going to be on the shorter end of a video again. So Jeremiah 40 verse 1, it says, "The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord after Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go from Ramah, when he had taken him bound in chains among all who were carried away captive from Jerusalem and Judah, who were carried away captive to Babylon." So this word we see came to Jeremiah after the Babylonians had conquered and destroyed Jerusalem. And when Jerusalem was conquered, Jeremiah briefly was collected with the other deportees. And now the Babylonian captain let him go. And apparently Jeremiah is among those who were being organized for forced relocation to Babylon when Nebuzaradan found him and released him. In verse 2 and 3 it says, "And the captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said to him, 'The Lord your God has pronounced this doom on this place. Now the Lord has brought it and has done just as he said, because you people have sinned against the Lord and not obeyed his voice. Therefore this thing has come upon you.'" So the pagan captain understood the judgment of God better than the leaders of Judah. Let that sink in your head. And he believed the word of God more than the covenant people of the Lord did. In verse 4 through 6 it says, "And now look, I free you this day from the chains that were on your hand. If it seems good to you to come with me to Babylon, come and I will look after you. But if it seems wrong for you to come with me to Babylon, remain here. See, all the land is before you. Wherever it seems good and convenient for you to go, go there." Now, while Jeremiah had not yet gone back, Nebuzaradan said, "Now go back to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon has made governor over the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people, or go wherever it seems convenient for you to go." So the captain of the guard gave him rations and a gift and let him go. Then Jeremiah went to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam to Mizpah, and dwelt with him among the people who were left in the land. So in verse 4 through 6 here, we see the captain did exactly as Nebuchadnezzar had told him in the last chapter, verse 12. And Jeremiah could go to Babylon with his fellow Jews, and he would have been having a better life there than with many of them, because the captain of the guard would look after him. And Jeremiah had choice that others did not hear. And Jeremiah chose to go to Gedaliah, the newly appointed governor, at Mizpah, several miles north of Jerusalem. And so Gedaliah was soon to be assassinated, and Gedaliah was receptive to Jeremiah's understanding of events and presumably welcome his support. In verse 7 and 8 it says, "And when all the captains of the armies who were in the fields, they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah the son of Ahikam governor in the land, and had committed to him men, women, and children, and the poorest of the land who had not been carried away captive to Babylon, that then they came to Gedaliah at Mizpah, Ishmael the son of Nathaniah, Zohanan, and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, Saraiah, the son of Tanhumeth, the sons of Ephah, the Neptophathite, and the Zezaniah, the son of Mechathathite, however you say that name, they and their men. So the leaders of Judah's army scattered in fear. And when the Babylonians conquered the people of Judah, they were some remaining military captains and some of their men who escaped. And they had the choice whether to continue in the fight as an underground resistance or submit to the Babylonian rule. In verse 9 through 12, and Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, took an oath before them and their men, saying, do not be afraid to serve the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, I will indeed dwell at Mizpah and serve the Chaldeans who come to us. But you gather wine and summer fruit and oil, and put them in your vessels, and dwell in your cities that you have taken. Likewise, when all the Jews who were in Moab, among the Ammonites and Edom, and who were in the countries, heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah, and that he had set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, then all the Jews returned out of all places where they had been driven, and came to the land of Judah, to Gedaliah at Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruit in abundance. So we see that God had tempered the severity of the judgment by allowing the remnant to prosper. And Gedaliah confirms the best course of action is to surrender to God's judgment through the Babylonians and make the most of life that they had. And in verse 11, it shows us that the Babylonian threat came closer. Many Jews escaped to neighboring nations and peoples. And once Judah and Jerusalem were conquered and the land stabilized under Gedaliah, they came back to the land and resumed normal life with the measure of blessing. And so to finish up the chapter here, verses 13 through 16, says, moreover, Johanan, the son of Kareah, and the captains of the forces that were in the fields came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and said to him, do you certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to murder you? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, did not believe them. Then Johanan, the son of Kareah, spoke secretly to Gedaliah in Mizpah, saying, let me go, please, and I will kill Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and no one will know it. Why should he murder you, so that all the Jews who are gathered to you would be scattered, and the remnant in Judah perish? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, said to Johanan, the son of Kareah, you should not do this thing, for you speak falsely concerning Ishmael. So this man's fair warning to Gedaliah about Ishmael's death plot went unheeded, and the returnees bring the news of a plot against Gedaliah's life. And Gedaliah, he doesn't believe the reports. He's dismissive of the reports. And we'll see in the next chapter that unfortunately the events are true, and he's going to be taken care of. And the leader who brought the report of the murder plot offered to eliminate the man that was accused of plotting the murder. He's saying, hey, I can take care of this business by taking out this guy before he comes after you. And so tonight we wrap up looking at Jeremiah being rescued from captivity to Babylon. In verse 2 through 4, Nebuzaradan, whatever his name is, word to Jeremiah. In verse 5 through 6, it shows us that Jeremiah chooses to stay in the land. In verse 7 through 10, we meet the governor of Judah, who Gedaliah assures to remain in Jewish military presence. Verse 11 and 12 shows us the Jews in neighboring lands come back to Judah. Verse 13-14, Gedaliah is told of the assassination plot. And the chapter ends with Gedaliah rejecting an offer of protection against the threat that is being made against him. And so we'll see you next as we're going to look at whether the plot will succeed or not against Gedaliah. And I'll let you know when that video will be. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. God bless.